Davis Lichuma, ambaye kusema kweli maumivu aliyo nayo zaidi ni ya kuteswa. Bila shaka yoyote bado hajitambui, ingawaji anaweza kuona kiongozi huyu, kumwambia huyu kama anatambua, lakini unaweza kuona a traumatized individual, a Kenyan citizen who believes that he has protection under the law, under the Constitution, and who has suffered extrajudicial suffering and torture. We want to make it clear to this administration and to Mr. William Ruto himself that he is a person bearing the highest responsibility for these excesses by a specialized squad. We call it specialized because I'm quite sure these are not men under the normal police organization. Or indeed, if they are, the next person responsible will be the Inspector General himself. So we have been documenting every case. Our brother here, former Attorney General, former Speaker J.B. Muturi, the chair of the People's Restorative Justice Commission, he's taking all this data along with his commissioners. But you have an administration here which is saying, on the one hand, that there will be no more abductions. And the abduction squads continue unabated. They are more threatening. But we must make it clear to Mr. Ruto that these crimes will not go unpunished. The crime of torture under the Rome Statute is actually a crime against humanity. You can see Davis Lichuma. You can see a person clearly tortured. Sisi tumetoa hakikisho kwamba pale watoto waliuawa outside parliament. In fact, we have even done some scouting outside the Kenyatta Mausoleum. Hapo we will put a monument in the memory of our Gen Zs, wale ambao waliuawa, and how they breached parliament, how they changed this country. No amount of ill will, mismanagement, or indeed monetary considerations will wipe away the reality that this country changed forever from the 24th June. Kwa hivyo tutasimama pamoja kama Wakenya wazalendo, tuhakikishe kwamba jambo la kizalendo linafanyika juu ya vijana hawa Gen Z.
We have, with my colleagues, spoken to some of the victims today. This morning we met about 5 of them who are with us during the march, who were actually abducted by Subarus and picked from our procession, and who have told us what they went through. And they were taken around in these Subarus. They were taken to the police headquarters. And what they went through is really an intimidation for them never again to participate in demonstrations. So we want to tell this government, you are not going to limit those rights that are guaranteed by the Constitution, but also the police officers who are being used in these abductions. We are saying it's not enough for the victims to be compensated. We are saying each officer must be held to account. If you are used to torture, if you are used to kill, to misuse firearms, to take life. Nairobi has had a very dubious record of being the epicenter of abductions, not just nationally, but regionally. It is here that Kizza Besigye was abducted. We had a Tanzanian national abducted. And a clear statement from this government to other nations that abductions will be a thing of the past. They have resorted to what they do best, using their Subarus, using men in masks, abducting and torturing fellow Kenyans so as to intimidate them, not to enjoy their civil liberties, freedom of expression, and the right to protest and to picket. These are all constitutional rights that are not granted by the generosity of this state, but are guaranteed by the Constitution.
Callously enough, doesn't have the temerity to even acknowledge that Kenyans were abducted in full view of cameras, full view of the entire public, put in police vehicles, taken to known police stations, and subsequently removed and put into these unmarked Subaru vehicles. We are documenting all that. And William Ruto, it is very shameful that as head of state, you can indeed spend so many hours purporting to be opening bridges, and you cannot even have the courtesy to even send a message of sympathy or empathy to those that have been affected by the conduct of your security forces. We will hold you accountable.
What we are witnessing is akin to what happened in 1946 in the Nuremberg Tribunal or the Tokyo Tribunal, where the victors set up a tribunal to try the valiants. So you basically can see that the government, being the perpetrator, they are charging the weak and prosecuting the weak who are out in pursuit of their constitutional right. And that is why I am happy when I hear my principals indicate that this will never happen again, that the rule of law will be restored and constitutional regime will be restored. Equally, these actions withers down the so-called purported compensation. You cannot compensate and then you keep on perpetually perpetrating and perpetuating the same offense. Surprisingly, government believes that they can commit crimes, perpetuate inhuman, degrading, and subject people to servitude, and compensate. We need those individuals brought to book. It is not possible the government can continue using our taxpayers to compensate individuals whom they have caused all these atrocities. If there were individuals who had been charged, it would have been possible for us to surcharge individuals to compensate. But why torture and then go to read our coffers and compensate?